Hey everyone, and welcome back to BMX News, the weekly BMX news show where I talk about everything that happened in the previous week within the world of BMX that I think you guys might care about. That being said, we only have one thing to really highlight this week before talking about the videos from this week, which there were definitely some highlights of the week there. But the main thing I wanted to highlight this week is the Bloom BMX Awards 2020. They did this last year where they picked a bunch of different categories and had people nominate those who they thought were deserving to win in those categories. So they got Freestyle Rider of the Year, Racer of the Year, Flatlander of the Year, Street Rider of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Brand of the Year, and Comeback of the Year. I really like Brand of the Year, Rookie of the Year, and Comeback of the Year here. These are definitely categories that make people think outside the box and think about things a little bit differently than just picking who they think is the best rider in a certain segment of BMX. And if you don't know or you're not aware yet, the Bloom BMX is a ladies shredder dedicated BMX website, so that is who these awards are dedicated for. Don't go in there and vote for guys because this is supposed to be the ladies shredders Bloom BMX Awards of 2020. With that being said, the first link in the description down below takes you to where you need to go to vote for which lady shredder you think deserves the win in each of these categories. And that brings us into the videos from this week where there are some major highlights of the week. The first one that I want to talk about comes from Boyd Hilder and Odyssey, and it's called Locked Down Under, and it is 3 minutes, 12 seconds of just Boyd Hilder and everything that we love to see from him. He goes fast, he's versatile, he's well-rounded. I guess that's the same as versatile, but he goes fast and he's well-rounded, and his videos are just always entertaining to watch. This video opens with a really stylish tire slide at a skate park to a bar spin 180 to like back pressure front tire jam. I don't even know how to explain it. You just have to watch it. And then he does an overtooth back over on a spine and then does opposite spin into this back front tire jam thing back to fakie, and the video just gets crazier from there. So don't just take my word for it. Go and watch it if you haven't yet. And if you already have, let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below. Next up is a video that you're surely going to want to watch if you haven't yet. It comes from Tate Ruskelly and GT, and it's called BMX in a Grocery Store. That is exactly what it is. And you know Tate Ruskelly, and you know his riding, and you know his creativity, so you know that he's going crazy in a grocery store, being that he worked in a grocery store. He might even still work there. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but he worked in a grocery store for years, and he said that he always wanted to ride in one, and then he had the opportunity to. So, and I love the kind of like skit aspect to this one that you'll see when you watch the video. The riding is top notch. It's Tate Ruskelly. You already know what you're in for, and there is a front tire come off bounce back into the forks in here as well. So watch that one if you haven't yet as well, and let me know your thoughts on it as well in the comments down below. And then we've got another highlight video from this week. It comes from Trey Jones, Sabrosa, and Shadow, and it's called Analog 2020. And it starts out with that whole thing that you might have already seen on YouTube where they put plywood over the top of Big Boy's pool and then rode it, and Trey did 180s out of it and tricks out of it. That's the intro for the video, and this one is over 8 minutes long of Trey Jones, so I definitely think there's a lot of you who are going to want to check this one out if for some reason you already haven't. And another thing I want to point out about these three videos real quick before we move on is that they are three totally different videos. Boyd Hilder, Trey Jones, and Tate Ruskelly have completely different styles, and it's awesome that we have these three videos to talk about at the same time, being so wildly different, from the song choice and how it goes with the riding to what they're riding to the tricks that they're doing while they're riding. Freestyle is definitely alive and well, and I love it, and these three represent it very, very well. And the next video I wanted to talk about this week comes from S&M and REI Levinson. It's his 2020 video part, and I've talked about this kid in the past. I remember seeing him when we were in California just over a year ago, and he was amazing then, and he's just continued to progress at an exponential rate since then, and his videos in that time have shown it, and this is his best one yet. This kid can go from doing a Superman over a dirt jump, like a really, really good Superman, to a double peg to 180 out on a rail, and then he can do something on a flat ledge setup where it's like a ledge like this. I can't really show it, but I can explain it. He does a feeble grind to 180 to other feeble grind to bar to fakie out. So he's got the rail tricks, the grind ledge tricks, the trails tricks, the air tricks. He can do bar spins pretty much anywhere he wants to. He can do tail whips and down whips and all of this stuff, and he's only 14 years old. So I'm very excited to see what the future holds for this kid, and I'm just excited for the future of someone who has so much potential. He's also burly too. The last clip in this video is a huge bar catch bar over what looks like a pretty big gap. I definitely recommend checking out all 4 of these videos. And then we've got a couple other videos that I thought were worth mentioning but I didn't want to talk in depth about. There's a couple welcome videos to different companies. The first one is welcoming JP Ross to Merit BMX. The second welcomes Jack Sunderland to United. Then we've got another sponsor video that isn't really a welcome riding video in that Kieran Riley is now riding for Red Bull. And then for all you trail guys out there who need a trail video fixed for this week, the Welcome to Pittsburgh 6.9 video is up and in the description for you to check out. 10 minutes of Pittsburgh locals riding locally around Pittsburgh, which definitely includes trails as you would know. And this is a precursor to the Welcome to Pittsburgh 69 video, which in the description says it is 10 times the video mathematically that the Welcome to Pittsburgh 6.9 video that we're talking about is. And that brings us into some product news from this week. First, we've got Jiri Blavel's Sabrosa MR1 frame colorway promo video. I talked about this frame previously. This is the promo for it. And we've got 2 different clothing promo videos. We've got Felix Prangenberg's No Pity promo video for Doomed and his signature line with them, followed by Burns Slow's Skating on a BMX Bike What video, which is a promo for Burn Slow, followed by the Chris Childs collection from Profile, which is this seat as well as this colorway, which is a gold front plate and a red main body of an acoustic stem, which is available in 48 and 53 from Profile. And then finally we've got Chad Curley's signature smoked gold colorway from Cinema in a promo video with him riding and promoting that. After that, we've got some interview stuff to talk about this week. The first is another Unclicked podcast, this time with Augie Simoncini. We get to learn early on about the injury that he had to one of his eardrums and it affected his hearing to where he's got a hearing aid that like duplicates what he hears in one ear in the other ear. It's kind of crazy to hear about and hear him talk about it, but at the same time, it sounds like he's pushing through it and continuing to ride. And there's a whole bunch more in here. I listened to the entire thing and it is definitely worthwhile to check out and listen to if you have the time. And then we've got a video bike check from Hyper and Charlotte Worthington, followed by a bike check with Kenneth Tencio from Vital BMX, along with an interview, and this is all written with pictures up on the Vital BMX website. And then we've got an interview from Vital BMX with Brandon Lupos. This is a video interview, and some of what they hit on is how he moved to North Carolina and somewhat set up kind of a permanent situation there. And then he recently packed up and moved back to Australia, and they talk about this. I haven't had a chance to actually listen to it yet, but that's what I gather from the title and the description. And I'm sure there's more because it's just under 20 minutes long. Then we've got a how-to bunny hop 360 video from DeMarcus Paul with Our BMX, followed by episode 2 in the Source Park documentary from the Source BMX. I've just got it started into this one, and I'll admit I haven't even watched episode 1 yet, but this one has been cool so far to hear about some of the troubles that they ran into in making the park with water leaks and other things like that, and hear directly from the people who are working on building it themselves. And with that, if you guys have any thoughts on anything that I talked about today, let me know in the comments down below. Get on over to the Bloom BMX and vote for the Lady Shredder that you think should win in all of the categories that they have. And if you haven't yet, or you're new here, hit the subscribe button while you're down below leaving a comment. I want to thank you guys for being here and watching, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for another video. Goodbye.